It is evening in Kyiv, in the Ukraine, and this morning Ukrainian and Russian officials were engaged in ceasefire talks. They have ended, and both sides have decided to talk again, but shortly after, the bombing resumed in the Ukrainian cities of Kyiv and Kharkiv.
All right, we got sirens going again. It's 5:51 a.m. right now, and I don't know. We've had relative calm and silence for the last 8 hours. We got some sleep here, but right now we are again. It's really cold out right now. I'm gonna go back in, but and I'm trying to keep myself busy.
That is the sound from a Facebook Live video that Joe Whitcomb recorded at around 5 o'clock this morning in Kyiv. Joe is from Princeton, Minnesota, but he's living in Kyiv right now, and he's joining us live from his home there. Joe, welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
When you look out your window, what do you see?
Well, when my view is I have a gym that inspires me to go to every day, called Sarsky, and beautiful space. But just the beauty of Ukraine, the Ukrainian people. When I look out, the people here are nothing what you would think of when we think of them as Americans. They're very soft-hearted on the inside, and the trauma obviously has hardened the outside, but they're very loving, and I see the aesthetics of the Ukraine and the beauty that they seem to bring to everything, beauty and grace, and they are not a violent type of people.
And of course,
they do remind
the beauty being kind of shattered at this point because of the bombing
Yep.
and Russian troops that are
Yep.
going to be encroaching in the city. When you look out, are you able to see any of the attacks?
I have seen some bombing or some. I'm over by kind of like the Swiss embassy, so we don't get a lot over on this side. But on it was Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we had right next door. I captured a lot of rapid gunfire. We had to go down to the bomb shelter, and we were all pretty much hunkered down in there. And there was militia here and guys that were protecting the complex, the women and children. And there was a gunfight right here in front of my complex here, where one of the militiamen that were protecting us was killed. So that was on the Saturday. And yes, you had a question there?
Yes. Do you feel safe right now?
No, the siren just went off a few minutes ago, and the lights for the first time started flickering, and I hadn't had that just now. So, and my love had to go back to her home with her son to get some things that were really important. Since the peace, we had the talks at Belarus and the border there. But things started up again, so she's back at her apartment. So I feel, a little less. They don't have that, side person there with me to, not feel so alone going through it. But for the moment, I'm relatively safe.
It's thought that tonight might be difficult, very difficult, perhaps as the Russians move closer. There's that massive Russian convoy coming. What's your emergency plan?
Well, my emergency plan is to really hunker down in here, and I will probably barricade the doors because I am more of a danger walking out of this complex. because I just walk down the street. People know I'm not, you know, Ukrainian. I don't look Ukrainian. I don't walk like Ukrainian. I walk and talk like an American. And so I get spotted quickly. I've been stopped a few times. I was videotaping, and we're doing some drone shots over Kyiv before all this. But, they're rather suspect or suspicious of my activity. And so I had to, rightfully so. I mean, they're all on a state of hypervigilance and alert. And so I chose to kind of hunker down here and kind of ride the storm out, see what happens.
I
Pretty
know
safe.
you're.
I can't imagine. Hmm?
I am sorry to interrupt. I know you're a psychologist. Is that correct? And you're studying trauma?
Yeah, I'm a psychotherapist, actually,
Okay.
marriage family therapist, but I'm finishing my dissertation, my doctorate at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. So I've been researching and developing trauma-informed virtual reality, mixed reality, and been doing that. And then moved the development of that to a company here called We AR Design. They do a great job for me. But that's a big part of my work here.
Oh my gosh, ironic that you're studying that, you're doing that work, and now you're in the middle of a war.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, I'm gonna go outside here. We got a siren going off,
Okay.
so I'm gonna talk to you out here where I can be a little bit more vigilant myself to make
I
sure we're
can
not
hear.
missing any. Eerie, isn't
Are
it?
you? Yeah, it sounds so eerie. Oh my goodness. How are you getting alerts beyond hearing the sirens? Are you following media?
A little bit here and there, but not really. I'm kind of keeping my head, to the local news. And I don't really know much. I can't really read or speak Russian or Ukrainian, so it's a little, because a lot of the stuff that we get back in the States has already happened like a while, or so. There's a big disconnect from what you see on the news and when it's actually happening. So.
I know, Joe, you've been doing a lot of Facebook Live videos. Is that helping you stay calm?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that's been relatively supportive and in helping me do that. I mean, one of the things that we've been talking with here, I try to stay away from the news as much as possible, but one of the big ideas and big things that we've been talking about here with other Ukrainians is just the amazing support, what the president's doing here, and that there's obviously been some war crimes that are being committed against civilians and targeting civilian locations, and so there's a lot of talk here just about these violations of human connection, and here on the streets the Russians are protesting, and these are our brothers and sisters, and I don't think that they have the backing and the soul of the people, and Ukrainian soldiers are fighting with soul and heart, and I don't think the Russians' heart and soul is into this. I don't know if that's I'm not a politician, so I can't really say, but I think this is a very soul-crushing thing to happen to Ukraine, to
I
lose the trust of their motherland,
I hear that the
Yeah,
sirens appear to have stopped. Is that right?
yeah.
Okay. Can you take a deep breath?
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
It's
I'm assuming, my
it's
friend, that you are
it's a
not
little
sleeping.
bit more anxiety provoking. I noticed being alone. It just has a different feel,
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if it's any consolation, you have a lot of Minnesotans listening to you right now who are
Oh, is that
hoping that you
right?
stay
Okay.
safe.
Hi,
Oh,
guys.
yes.
Hey.
Right.
Hey,
Um,
guys. All right.
I'm assuming you're not
Thanks.
sleeping at all.
Um, I'm actually okay. There's 2 nights when we were downstairs that I was not sleeping. I have kind of like a military connected, like sleep apnea, and I have to have a CPAP machine to sleep, and so um, I can't sleep without it, and yeah, I went about 2 nights without sleep, but. Man, I'll tell you, when I hit the bed the other night, I crashed. I think I slept for 8 hours, and it was a solid 8 hours, so that was good.
Well, Joe, I wish I had more time to talk with you, and I deeply
Yeah, yeah,
appreciate that the fact that you took this time in the middle of what's happening
sure.
around you and in your life to talk with us. And we wish you well. We hope you stay
Mm,
safe. Okay.
yeah, thank you guys. Hey, guys, keep praying for peace and the Ukrainian people here. Thanks.
We will. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
All right.
Take care.
Yep, yep, yep.
We've been talking to Joe Whitcomb. He is live in Kyiv here this afternoon in Minnesota. It's the evening hours in Kyiv. He is from Princeton, Minnesota.